Vettel has finally spoken about his replacement in Aston Martin and what he had to say about the two-time world champion and once his biggest rival for the Drivers' Championship back in 2010 and 2012 will shock everyone. Although both of them are really close friends now that they are in the ending stages of their careers, with Vettel deciding that 2022 is the last season for him, while Alonso will drive for at least 3 more years, Vettel's point of view for Alonso's career in Aston Martin is not a good one. Before we dive deep into Vettel's opinion on Aston Martin and Alonso's contract, make sure to smash that subscribe button, like our video and turn on the notifications on our channel. Sebastian Vettel joined Aston Martin in 2021 after he had a terrible 2020 season with Ferrari. Not that the previous seasons were good either, it's just that the Maranello team wasn't able to live up to everybody's expectations and bring Vettel his 5th Drivers' Championship. Nevertheless, when he joined Aston Martin, he believed that the now rebranded team has a bright future and he has fallen in love with their vision. As we saw in 2021 and in 2022, that was far away from what Vettel hoped for. Although the German had some decent points finishes in the last 2 races, the Aston Martin car was underperforming for 2 straight years and was nowhere close to the 2020 pace that Racing Point showcased. According to the team's boss, Lawrence Stroll, 2023 should be a very decent season because they made tons of investments when it comes to wind tunnels and staff, which is why they need someone to lead this project with Vettel retiring. This someone is Fernando Alonso, who was quick to jump on the team's offer of 3 years, $15 million per season, and although many thought of him as a fool to leave the Alpine nest and go in a team that is fighting for scrap points, that may not be the case. Many experts believe that Aston Martin has found something for the 2023 season that will bring them in the constant points finishes, but according to Sebastian Vettel, there is a long way ahead of Alonso and Aston Martin if they want to fight at the front. Aston Martin does have an ambition of returning right where they were with Racing Point, but in a much more genuine way this time. They were known as the copycats in F1, copying the entire design of the 2019 championship winning car of Mercedes, and that is something that truly brought out the negative spotlight on the team. Similar accusations were made in 2022 when Aston Martin was labelled as the Green Red Bull in Barcelona after copying the sidepod design of the RB18. Nevertheless, Vettel thinks that the issues Aston Martin is experiencing in 2022 will be a hindrance over the coming years, and the fact that they signed a 2-time world champion to lead the way won't help them that much. The 2022 regulations have proven to be a huge hit for Aston Martin's aspirations to be in the constant points finishes, but across Singapore and Japan, the team was able to gather 20 points and are now challenging Alfa Romeo for the P6 fight in the Constructors' Championship. It is a huge step after being stuck at P9 behind Haas and AlphaTauri and only ahead of Williams. When talking about Aston Martin's future, Vettel said, "The people are in place, the new factory is being built, so it's all coming together, but it will take time. There was a huge change with the regulation changes this year, but we fell into the same trap as many others did. Some teams maybe got a little lucky, designing a car around a ride height that would work. Now we have these regulations until 2026, so the teams that had a good start will have a head start over the teams that had a bad start. And the budget cap means you can't just throw money and resources at the problem to catch up. It's evident that Vettel doesn't believe Aston Martin will do a good job in the 2023 season, but the team has proven to be a little bit innovative when it matters the most throughout this season." When talking about his colleague Fernando Alonso, Vettel said, "Fernando doesn't need any advice. I'm not sure he's taking any advice, but he doesn't need it anyway. He's been around for so long and seen so much. He'll be fine." With Vettel's 2 years in Aston Martin, it's more than evident that the German downplays the chances of the British team being back in the fight for decent points. However, we've seen that Alonso has been able to outperform lesser performing machinery, and it would be a huge challenge for him to score points in Aston Martin, especially since the boss's son is his teammate. What do you think is next for Alonso and Aston Martin? Let us know in the comments below.